being on set, we're on the border of Arkansas and Missouri. We're in Bentonville, so about 10 minutes south of the Missouri border. And I've been curious because Arkansas is a southern state. I think South Central is the technical delineation, and Missouri a Midwestern state. So I've been asking crew, like, well, where are we? And honestly, like, it's been a bit of a mix. Like, some people say the South, and some people say the Midwest, and etc. Everybody agrees Oklahoma doesn't belong to either. Sorry, guys. That's some weird anti-Oklahoma thing going on. But it's interesting, like, the definitions, and I'm sure there's a government decided definition and whatnot. I think it is South Arkansas, Midwest, Missouri, but a feeling for something can change, and certain towns and certain states can feel like an entirely different place. I mean, this place, when I got here, Arkansas at least, I mean, it's very similar up here, felt like a little bit like home, like England, like the green and the fields and the rivers, and it's so different culturally, and the humidity and the heat is certainly a lot different, but the rigidity of certain definitions and feelings and how people like to label things. We kind of live in a label-dominated culture to an extent. And I think things can be a little more fluid, and just use this random kind of very uninteresting example maybe in your own life to just assess things that you might have rigidly placed in one box. For those watching who are from Northwest Arkansas, feel free to put it in the comments. Are you from the South? Are you from the Midwest? I had someone say that it's like an Austin, Texas up in Arkansas. I'm here for film, and I know there's a lot of film in Austin, so perhaps that's it. And Bentonville in particular has an interesting vibe because Walmart dominates the town to an extent, and they put a lot of money in, and it's, in some ways very beautiful. Other people feel like the corporation has sort of maybe damaged the soul of the town. So this, this is a great example of just this lack of rigidity, and it's fun because talking to all the folks on set, there's no real antagonism to it. If one person says one thing, one person says another, they just kind of rib each other. I don't know, I feel like back in LA, sometimes people can get a little bit more touchy about that kind of thing. So I'm appreciating the culture down here and the folks, and just the more chill vibes. Just taking a moment to enjoy, looks like there's a ridge down there because I can see the trees up on the hill, and I'm up on a rock, up on a bit of a mound here. There's some rocks over there. It's just, man, there's no one here. It's, if this was near LA, which there are spots like that near Big Bear, but they're not quite as, I wouldn't say they're as lush as this, but even so, they would just be so much more busy a lot of the time. Although, I am going to upload, or have already uploaded a video about some secret LA spots that the mountains around LA are big enough for all of us. I'll just say that. Yeah, I don't know, I might just pause the video for a second and enjoy this. Well, that was beautiful. I seem to have also found a spot here where there are no flies, for whatever reason. Fantastic. I'm going to keep moving, and I'm sure that will change. Just back to the rigidity thing, I think, one of the other producers on set were talking about something similar, and he said, well, no one who's ever kind of been a innovator, or let's say starting up a business or anything along those lines, they never took the rigid path. They never stuck within the tram lines. They did something a little different. I mean, everyone loved Jeff Bezos, an obvious one, out of his garage, selling books, blah, blah, blah. Not everyone's the biggest fan of his, but, it's not going to be the easy approach. Now, if you have $10 million already lying around that you managed to have it, you won the lottery and you're 20 years old, then you could probably just throw it in some index funds and just live the rest of your life. But if you're trying to build something, then don't think of what the boundaries are that society expects, etc. And how can I break that a little bit? And because people fall outside of those all the time. I mean, you look at US politics, I think a lot of people, when you look at the turnout, clearly a lot of people feel like they don't belong to either party, right? And I think that applies to lots of things, that people feel left out. That's what all these subcultures are for, is to, have people finding a home. Oh, this is getting very steep. Now, if I was thinking inside the box, I'd be like, God, it's going to be miserable coming up here. Well, that is going to be the case. Boy, oh boy. You know what? Sweat's never a bad thing. Plus, you sweat like 10 minutes out in the heat out here anyway. At least as a Brit. So yeah, just think about those boxes and think about breaking them, within the realms of the law, etc. Maybe not Wolf of Wall Street, unless you can get away with it. God, I can't wink for shit. Oh boy.